you serious?
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's
Lots
knife.
bothering me.
Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Well, thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
This game has a lot of running back and forth, I see.
I need to take a harpoon with me.
Like a lot of running around. Like, honestly, I... No more deductions at this time? Okay. Can I connect these two? Nope. Wow, that's a odd way to set me off.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
That should do it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I wanted to go to... Before I do anything else, I'd like to go to... Back to Baker Street real quick, because I want to check my archives. For R. Dawson.
This is where I...
Wow. I can perform blood tests?
That is not the one I need. That is not the one. That is not the one I need.
Oh, okay. Oops. Newspapers. Dawson and Nelligan Investment Fund bankrupt. Nelligan missing. The Dawson and Nelligan Investment Fund, a regional banking institution based in Cornwall, has declared bankruptcy as a result of heavy losses in its loan portfolio and has accordingly been signed for liquidation. It was the 23rd largest bank in Britain, and its bankruptcy was the second largest on record. The liquidation of company is a pure catastrophe for many Cornwall families. Joshua Nelligan, one of the bankers, has since mysteriously disappeared. He was last seen aboard his yacht preparing for departure to Norway. Nelligan is wanted both by the police and his creditors. Okay, Nelligan is the sea captain, who is the father to the guy that supposedly killed him. He was on his yacht, so he easily sail. he picked up the life of a.
Here it
Let
is.
me.
Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
I will momentarily. When were they married in? Oh, he retired in 1884. Oh, I need. Oh, damn it. I need the year that bankruptcy happened. I think that's at 1888. In which case, if that's the fact, I'm wrong. But Peter Carvey could have killed his father, and that's how he was able to retire with the small fortune. Hmm.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
Oops. No.
So,
For
Mr.
some reason, I had
Nelligan,
the wrong
who
answer.
is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Technically, the ring would still be his then. His father's gone, he kind of inherited it.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes, Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress. Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
A lot of running around, as I said. I'll go examine the ship's logs after I stab a pig. No new deductions. Gotcha. Oh, the hell with this. I didn't say I wanted to go here. I wanted to go to the butcher.
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge
Stabbing a pig.
of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test. The harpoon has struck the body, but with insufficient strength to pierce it straight through. Holmes, you should try to aim better and throw as hard as you can.
I was. Yeah, I admit I screwed up on that one.
The harpoon has struck the body, but with insufficient strength to pierce it straight through.
Okay. I might skip it after this one. It's difficult to move the stick around and... One last try. I'm better than this. Damn it. There we go.
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Wait, I didn't do it to the same one?
Of course.
Oops. I'm sorry, Watson. I'll pay you back. Feel bad now that I sucked at aiming. Requires much greater strength.